Let's have a conversation today about racism when moving abroad. Okay, so this kind of started yesterday during it was a conversation that I had with a group of people, and it was a professional environment, right? So um I could still be kind of truthful about my feelings, didn't have to hide them, but it sparked a broader conversation. Someone that I was talking to, one person had moved, is a Black American. They're all Black Americans, okay? One had moved abroad to the UK and lived there for years and kind of now goes back and forth, but is currently in the US. Another person is in the US currently and is planning to move abroad. Now, she is not a client of mine, but she is planning on moving abroad, and she's got a young son under 10 years old, and she is trying to, of course, plan out her steps and being very careful and intentional about where she goes with her son. This person is currently, I believe, in the South, living in the South. Okay, so she asked about Spain, and one person mentioned, oh, Spain is really racist, you have to be really careful. But it had me thinking. It had me thinking, when it comes to moving abroad, do you consider the country that you're going to move abroad to? Is moving abroad like a magic racism wand where you no longer have to experience racism and all the other isms, right? Are there countries that are quote unquote off the list based upon their treatment of Black Americans, Black people, people of color, whatever you want to call it, okay? Are there countries that are off the list for you yourself? And it got me to thinking, I'm celebrating my 4 year anniversary of living here in France, 4 years in Paris this month, right? So I'm telling y'all, like all the things, does that mean that I have not experienced racism here? I have absolutely experienced racism here. Okay, let's be clear. Does that mean that the racist experiences that I have had, are they like the U.S.? Baby, hell no. Listen, the one thing I will say as as a black person, right? Baby, America taught us very well. America taught us very well. America taught us to study people, and it taught us to study people because our lives depended on it. Baby, we are experts on the clear people. We are legit experts, okay? So, is racism in Europe, I can't even say Europe. Let me say where I am, okay? Because I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for my experiences. Number one, I always remember, and what I encourage everyone to remember is that these are the OG colonizer countries, okay? You're talking about France, you're talking about Portugal, you're talking about Belgium, right? Countries like Germany, they Spain, they are the OG. France, they are the OG colonizer countries. And let's not forget, even France still has a big measure of colonial control over dozens of African countries that they have colonized. Now that is ending, right? That is ending slowly, but it's ending. But one thing about me is that I never forget. These are the OG colonizers, baby. The OG colonizers. But the colonizing is different. It's different than what we experience in the US. The one thing I always will say is that, especially when you move to other places, people will tend to not like you a lot of times based on the country that you're from. So there's a different level and layer, right? It's the race layer, which we know race is a socioeconomic construct, right? Race wasn't a thing until I want to say about maybe like the 1600s or so, 1700s. Race used to not be a thing. We know that our history in the US 1619, right? So I'm going to say that racism as a social construct wasn't a thing until, like, let's just say the 1600s, okay? After that, people realized the benefit that came with being white. Okay. And then it began to branch off, right? It began to be a totem pole. So we were at the bottom of the totem pole, right? You know, we were stolen from where we came from, moved to a different country, transported, human chattel slavery, which had never existed before. There had always been slavery, but human chattel slavery is entirely different. And that's one point that I always emphasize. I'm not here to argue with nobody about that point. I'm just gonna be blocking folks. But people love to say, oh, the Irish were slaves, everyone else were slaves. Everybody was slaves. If you look in the Bible, what's the two oldest things in the Bible? Slavery and prostitution. The difference was that slavery was a limited concept. It was for a defined period. You were a slave because you were a spoil of war, or there was a crime, you had to pay it off. But that did not mean your children's children were slaves because of their ancestor having one drop of black blood, for example, right? So there is a difference. So keeping that in mind, the one thing I will say is I definitely have dealt with racist experiences here, but baby, ain't nothing like that good old American racism, which will kill you. Okay? Which will kill you, which will unalive you. Ask Nolan Wells' family. Okay? Ask his family about that. Right? There are countless black women who have been unalived as well. Ask their families. Have y'all seen all the young people, and I'm talking about young black women, young black men, who have been, how do I want to say this? Because I don't want YouTube flagging this video, who have been hung up from trees. I'm talking about people, these are young folks in their 20s, okay? Have y'all seen all the young people in the United States who are no longer with us, right? So I'm always really, really clear that there's definitely racism abroad. Racism isn't like a little defined border. White supremacy is global, right? It's global. But the US version, baby, is different. And it hit different. Okay? So does that mean if you planning on packing your bags and coming to whatever country, let's say you're coming to Europe, will you experience racism? You might. You might. You might. Will it be different than the US? Absolutely. Will your experience, it could have a lot to do with the service industry, how you're being treated when you're ordering a drink, going to a restaurant, going to a store. That can be a big part of it. Will that experience spill over in terms of people can be very xenophobic. If they think you are a certain thing, let's say you don't say anything. If they think you are, let's just say, African, they may treat you a certain way based upon their feelings about people from that country. Now, once you start talking and they realize, oh, well, you're not African. Well, that's not better. That's not better because you were going to treat me the way you were going to treat people from that continent. And now you try to treat me different when you find out I'm an American. That's not cool to me. I've had that happen. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that, right? So you do have to be very aware. But I always say, baby, if you black in America, you are prepared for everything. You have a plan A to Z. Because we always have to be ready, right? So the things that I have had happen, usually amongst older French people here, I've had a few things happen. Definitely, they call them microaggressions. I call them microaggressions because what you're not going to do is come over here and act like I'm not standing here in this line. Okay? You are not going to just like walk all over me and cut all over me. You're not going to do it. And it's already very different culturally. Culturally, people tend to there's a very small space distance here. In America, we like to give people our space, right? We like to give people space. And living in Europe for the past 4 years now, I realize how different it is because, baby, The space ain't there. Okay, the space is not spacing. All right, but it's very, very different, and it's different culturally. But you always have to be prepared in places like, for example, in Spain. Spain is the example that I'll use. Because, like I said during this conversation, someone was like, "Oh, I don't know about Spain. It can be very racist." And I will honestly say, you do have to be careful where you're going. Where are you going in Spain? What are you going on the countryside? Are you going near the coast? Are you going to Barcelona? We know places like Barcelona have had very large protests and demonstrations, wanting to kick out folks living there from other countries, expats, travelers, or whatever. So you gotta go prepared knowing that you might get some of that smoke, right? You now have countries, and don't get me wrong, this is not limited to European countries. You have countries like South Africa who are now exhibiting a lot of xenophobia, and they are saying, look, we don't want nobody here but South Africans. So your folks from Ghana, Zimbabwe, Tanzania that have settled there, they want them going. They're like, get out. They're literally going, from what I heard and what I saw, going from door to door. They're going from door to door, y'all, and telling people to get out. People have fled, okay? So this is something, I'm gonna drink some of my coffee. This is something that, I mean, who knew? My daughter and I went to South Africa 2 years ago. We went at the end of, yeah, almost 2 years ago to the T, because I want to say we left like the 21st of August of 2024. Baby, we had a great time in South Africa. Went to Cape Town. One of the most beautiful places in the world. When I tell you the beauty, okay, I just feel like if you don't believe in Jesus Devante Christ, go to Cape Town. Go to Cape Town, because the beauty that is there in that city, the beauty in that country. But would I go there today? Nah, baby, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at my photos and my videos, and I'm gonna have to look at YouTube. I'm going to go on AI or something, because no, I'm not going. Just because there's the level of xenophobia there, it's a bit much. And I realize, you have to be careful of what you see, and that doesn't mean the whole country is like that. That doesn't mean all the people are like that. I realize that. But when it comes to where I choose to spend my travel dollars, mm-mm, no, no. So unfortunately, in Cape Town right now, with the conditions the way they are, and it's so crazy because I was watching demonstrations in the same places where we went just 2 years ago. We were in the center city, we were in the business district, the commercial district, and I'm looking at it going, well, damn, we were there 2 years ago. Did we have a lovely experience? We absolutely did. But this is where sometimes racism, your home country, xenophobia, all the isms, they kind of collide and they kind of converge, right? So you, baby, you got to be ready wherever you move, or not just move, where you travel to. There are some places that a lot of Black creators will not go again. Some countries. Some people have had some very bad experiences in Italy. I went to Italy, it'll be a year. It was last year, last fall. And I went to Florence, and I had my head on a swivel because I was like, hold on. Now, I will say this. We do experience American privilege. A lot of times when you're in these places, places, I went to Florence, and, you know, we're Black American. A lot of times we think we don't stick out, but we do, right? So instantly we're probably recognized as probably Black American. Like, so they're treating you like a tourist, right? So you may not get some of that treatment. I didn't have anything happen to me when I went to Florence. It doesn't mean that people's experiences in Italy are not. Some of them are absolutely horrible. I have friends who have traveled. Hey, Richard, I have friends who have traveled there, and they've been treated horribly. like I said, like, the stuff that, my thing is, if you are in America and it happens, if I go to a restaurant in America and I go in, nobody speaks to you, nobody want to serve you, people act like they got an attitude when they're bringing you your food. The one thing we don't play with is food, baby, because I don't know if you put something in there, you sprinkle a little something in there. I don't know if you spit in my food. You're not gonna play with me about my food, okay? If you do not like me, this is look. This is not the 1950s lunch counter. Shout out to the student nonviolent. What is it? SNCC. Okay, and the sacrifices they made. I'm grateful for any sacrifices my ancestors made. Right. I'm grateful they sat at those lunch counters. Right. I'm grateful for the, what is it? The student nonviolent. Why can't I think of the acronym? Student nonviolent, SNCC. Y'all, I can't think of the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay. The group of young people in the 1940s, 50s, who went and sat at segregated lunch counters, segregated restaurants in the South. SNCC. I can't think of the doggone acronym. Forgive my 51-year-old brain. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about. So I'm very grateful for those sacrifices that they made. Hey, Eleanor, how are you? How are you? How are you doing? Good morning. Um, I'm grateful for the sacrifices they made. But me myself, you're not gonna play with my food. If I get any whiff of you, you put my plate down too hard, you slamming my glasses on the table, I need to go. Let's go. It's time to go, okay? Because you're not gonna play with me about my food. All right. So those things, those kinds of macro aggressions have happened to people that I know who've gone to places um, like some cities in Italy. So you always have to have your head on a racism swivel to recognize those experiences. And sometimes you instantly know in your soul. Sometimes it's be like, wait a minute, did this just happen? But you know what it is when it happens. And sometimes you'll go over the experience in your head, right? But when it's happening in the moment, a lot of times it's very clear what's going on. It's very clear. It's very clear. So, like I said, there's certain places we always have to be careful. And y'all saw the World Cup, right? The World Cup, was it what, last month? You've seen some of those countries that were playing, right? Mainly African countries, right? You saw how people reacted. You saw how, is it Paraguay? Paraguay? I may be pronouncing that wrong. You saw what happened. How they responded to the African players, right? Competing in the World Cup. You saw certain countries and the reaction. Argentina, okay? Let's talk about Argentina for a minute. Have y'all gone down the rabbit hole? Because Argentina used to be a 30% black country. It's not anymore because they killed off the Africans who were there. And there was a systemic campaign to erase the African. They wanted people to have children with white Europeans. Okay? That country is now, I think, like 0.3%. Definitely whitening. Is it Jacote? Yes. That's definitely what they did. They took the black out. Okay? Took the black out. So you don't think those attitudes are going to be prevalent in the people who are now there? Let's say the people who, the black could mean your nose, your broad nose, your full lips, right? And is it angina? I don't get into religion a lot here. So if God is a belief for you, if it's not a fact, that's your business. Oh, is it? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Jacote, absolutely. Let's talk about Dominican Republic. Okay, let's talk about we not black, right? Let's talk about their relationship with Haiti, right? Let's talk about you're right. it's a lot of these countries, including Brazil. And Brazil is the crazy part because we know from the history of the transatlantic slave trade, right? A lot of Africans went to Brazil. Brazil is technically one of the top three countries of the most black people outside of Africa. Brazil, y'all, Brazil. Also Colombia, Colombia too, right? So, you are so right about their history. It's crazy, and there is and that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of times it's not just racism, it's colorism, right? It's your complexion. Can you blend in? Okay, it's your complexion. It's your hair texture, texturism, colorism, racism. It's all of those things. Brazil is a black ass country. They have systemically done the same thing. They whitened. There was a campaign to whiten Brazil. Okay? You look when you go certain places, even like when you go to Mexico, okay? There are black Mexicans. You don't see a lot of them, but there are. There are communities where there are Mexicans, black Afro, I guess the right term would be Afro Mexican, right? Afro Colombian. If y'all been to Colombia, I have. Colombia is a black ass place. The dance, listen, salsa and bachata are black. Okay, I know that people love to say, oh, that they're Latin, baby. That's African all day long, all day long. Yeah, I mean, Stan, you're right. They're different. Like Mexicans. Yeah, different. You just don't see the black ones. You don't see the black ones too much. You don't see those. And their experiences are different, and they deal with racism. But a lot of these countries, like I said, when you look at places like, look, the slave the slave ship went there too. It went to Brazil. It went to the West Indies. Okay, it went to Peru. It went to all these different places. All of these different places. And so when you go to these countries, those attitudes are often permeated. You can feel it. I've been to DR before, and there are some places that I probably won't ever go back to. That's probably one of them. Did I have anything major happen? No, but you can just feel. You can feel mistreatment. You can feel people who don't like you. And my thing is, these are my travel dollars. Why am I spending? Look, I'm not gonna fight to give you my money. Some people feel like, oh, we're gonna go to these places. You treat me bad. I'm gonna buy all these things. Nope, nope, nope. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Not here. Not here. Stan, you're asking, did it go to China? I'm not sure of your question. Oh yeah, I've been to Florida. I live next to Florida. Listen, listen. We very clear. The racism is all up and through the history of the U.S., the United States of America, for sure. And I know people fall into different camps. There are some people. Yeah, I'm gonna put my little makeup stuff on. Not makeup, but it's like my skincare stuff. I'm gonna put my oil, my castor oil, under my eye. I have really sensitive skin. I put like two things on my skin. That's it. Stan, I listen. My family is from South Georgia. Okay, I lived in Atlanta for 15 years. I am a Detroit girl. Okay, Detroit girl for sure. But I lived in Atlanta. I lived in the A for 15 years. ATL for 15 years. Okay, my family is from South Georgia, small town in South Georgia, baby. I know how that goes. I know how that. Oh, thank you, Nick. Thank you. Oh, you say go dogs. Okay. Listen, I can't root. I'm sorry. I I can't root for the Georgia teams. I'm sorry. Listen, Michigan. Okay. I can't do it. I can't do it. Um but yeah, I know how it goes. I definitely know how it goes. So like I said, my family, my maternal history is in South Georgia. So my family is, baby, they still there. Small town, still there. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. When you are from some of these places, moving abroad will feel totally different to you. Thank you, Stan. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. And wish you the best as well. But when you've lived, have family, and been in some of these places in the US, this is why you can deal with racism. And I hate to say deal, but you can deal with some stuff. Because you've experienced the worst. Dealing with people trying to disrespect you in other countries. You shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to deal with it, but it's relatively easy. It's relatively easy, right? In the grand scheme of things. And like I said, we're seeing the systemic unaliving of young black people. Listen, I'm not saying we don't, some people don't have mental challenges, okay? Some people don't have mental health challenges. Some people do need to speak to the lady on the couch, that lady sitting on the couch. Some people do need mental health care assistance. I will never downplay that. But the one thing we're not doing is mass, hanging ourselves from a tree. We're not. Just culturally, we're not doing that. And so what is happening with these young people who are being unalived? What's happening? Everyone is saying, oh, there's suicide. No, baby, it's not that much. Eleanor, Boston. Oh, been to Boston once. I didn't feel welcome there. I went there for a conference, and I was like, oh, this is not safe. This is not a safe space for the black people. Yeah, I think it's ingrained in that culture in Boston. Listen, I feel like all our lives we literally have had to fight, and it's just I can't do it. I can't do it. Boston is it's yeah, got to be careful. It's so baked into the history of that area. It's baked into it. Listen, give me black ass Detroit. Give me black ass Atlanta. Give me black ass DC. Okay? Every day that ends in Y. Give me some black people because mm-mm. It's another thing I use on my skin, y'all. Listen, I'm putting it out here in the universe right now. I need I need a deal with La Rose. So I used to not wear sunscreen, used to not wear nothing. And this is like one of two things. The only other thing I use on my skin is I have really dry skin. And I use vegetable glycerin as a moisturizer. I don't use a lot of soaps and potions and creams and all that stuff because my skin is really sensitive. And I had really bad eczema for years, for a long time. So I'm really careful about what I put on my skin, and I do not change it. But I realized that I needed a little bit about to drop it. I needed some sunscreen, and I just started wearing this in the last 3 years, which is crazy. But the sun out here, especially when I'm going to other places like Portugal, the sun be sunning. Okay, so I now wear sunscreen, and I wear this brand like all the time as like I like it as a moisturizer. I put a little water in my face to kind of seal it in, and that's it. My skincare routine is super simple. But yeah, I need a deal. Where you at, La Rose? I need a deal, okay? I need a influencer deal or something because I wear this stuff every day. I never go out. Yeah, is it enigma? Yeah, I know I'm black. I'm definitely black, but the sun, there's no ozone layer. It's cooking us. And even though we have the beautiful protection of melanin, when we do get skin cancer, it's very deadly. And so today's sun is not yesterday's sun. Okay? I know my ancestors. I come from a family of sharecroppers. Okay? So I know they were working the sun day and night. I know this for free, which is sharecropping is just another version of slavery. But the sun they worked in, It's not the sun that's today. Okay, it's not. Global warming, ozone layer depletion, all of those things. Look, I don't know, but I'm wearing my sunscreen. Hey, Lenny, thank you so much. Thank you for the warm wishes. The best day to you as well. Every day is a special day. Every day that I open my eyes and my right mind, right, can get on here on YouTube and talk to y'all. It's a good day. It's a good day, okay? It is a good day. It's a special day. Now, Enigma, that is not fake news. That is not fake news. Come on now. Are you not a believer in science? Kizalao, you work on an orange plantation in Southern Cali. Yes, yes. Listen here. It's tough out here. It's tough. Cause I sometimes y'all, I mean, it was so hot here. Listen, it was 104, 105 degrees here. Was it last month? I literally felt like a rotisserie chicken here in Paris. And I said, I lived 15 years in Atlanta, I can deal with this. No, I could not. No, I could not. All right. So y'all got to remember, we don't have like air conditioning like that. So most places do not have air conditioning. Your public places, your train stations, no AC. Your baby is a mess. So I I was in my total feelings like, what is going on here? I cannot deal with it. Now, it was hot last week. It was about like 97, 98 last week for a couple days. Now it's in the 70s. It's lovely. It's lovely. Um, Enigma, okay, we have different beliefs. You say you believe in science, but not climate change. Climate change is real. Like, Europe is the fastest growing uh, climate. The fact it is, how do I want to say this? It has the fastest growing temperature change because of global warming. Because of global warming. I hear what you're saying is the Earth's natural cycles, but we also can't discount the pollution and the things that we humans have contributed to that. Um, I don't believe this. I do believe, I see what you're saying about the Earth's natural cycles, and I can see why you might could think some of that, but I also know there are definitely, we've been polluting this planet for a long time. Next year is going to be particularly bad. Okay? Overall, there are so many. Have you looked at the number of natural disasters? Just even look at the US. It's hot right now across the US now, right? Um the patterns are changing. But I respect your opinion, but I myself do believe in global warming, but I do respect your opinion. Kiss Aloud, I'm from Arizona. Listen, nine, 98 on a good day in the wintertime? See, it's that dry heat that y'all have. I've been to Arizona before. I've been to Phoenix. It'll take you out because you don't feel it. You going around thinking like, oh, I'm not even sweating. So you'll be on the floor. It's that dry heat. That dry heat. Ooh, ooh, can't take it. Cannot take it. Eleanor, you've not had 100 degrees in Augusta. Oh my goodness. So you mean Paris has been hotter than Augusta? Ooh, I mean, look, these types of temperatures are not normal for Paris. I mean, for this region. Now there are some regions of France, obviously, like near Spain, it gets super hot. The south of France, baby, it gets hot. But it's just, and do they have more AC there? Yes, they do. Okay, but typically, and we do go through to Enigma's point, we do go through cycles, right? We do go through cycles. Um, I know like maybe 30 years, 25, 30 years ago, thousands of people died in when it was really, really hot here. So there are cycles, but it's expected to get really, y'all don't understand. Like I know I've done 5 years, 5 summers here. There are usually like 1 or 2 hot days sprinkled in, but when I'm telling you like relentless temperatures, 100+ degree days, that's normal even for my short period of time here. And I did look it up, and I think the last major heat event was like 20, 30 years ago. And then it was a spike in like 1877 or something. So I get what you're saying. Mali is the hottest in the world with 48 degrees. Mali is very, very hot, but also the UAE, like Dubai, they don't be playing. It's very hot. In the UAE, definitely getting slow roasted. It's slow roasting you. They tend to come to France for vacation because at least to Paris, because it's so hot in July and August in that region of the world. And that's the thing. If it's always been hot there, okay. It's like Arizona. It's always been hot in Arizona. You go to Phoenix, you know what you're gonna get. You go to Nevada, you go to Vegas, you know it's gonna be hot, right? It's the desert. But it's the places where the weather has changed that is kind of alarming to me, right? Or the changing patterns, and we're going to get socked by these changing weather patterns. So a lot more things that have happened. Like I know, I think my mama told me one day. I think it was in February. She was like, "Oh, it's 70 degrees." Where? In Detroit? In Feb? Oh, baby, you about to have 25 inches of snow next week. That is not normal. Certain things are not normal. Like, your particular area. And 70 degrees in February in Detroit, it was literally hotter than it was here in Paris. That is not normal. It's not normal. Check the weather. Call the weatherman and the weatherwoman. It's not normal. But yeah, dealing the weather is something I'm going to be ready next year. By the time I could try to I tried to find an AC, couldn't find it. Okay, I tried to find ACs, could not find it. Like 2-month waits. Next year was expected to have extreme temperatures again, and I will be ready. I will have my AC. I don't need AC today. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I'm enjoying the cooler weather. I never thought I would say that. Is it the James version? Hey, cousin. I don't know. James, which cousin? Which side of the family? Hey, James. How are you? Oh, you my Danish cousin. Okay. Okay, James version. Well, hello to you too. Enigma, if your theory is correct, why aren't the hottest places getting hotter? They are getting hotter. Some of these hottest places are getting hotter. They aren't getting cold. They're not getting cold. Immigration special agent. Am I Harriet Tubman? You know what? Am I I don't have that honor. She was an amazing woman who liberated my people. Immigration special agent. Now, see, now I gotta block you. See, you on some bullshit. Hold on. Let me hide you on this channel. Is it out? Listen, why y'all come on this channel with your Bibles out? Okay? I'm not talking about no religious subject. Where y'all coming with your Bibles out? Is it Al CE3XD? Where y'all coming with y'all Bibles? Y'all proselytizing. Come on now. Are y'all gonna open up the church? Open up the doors of the church for an offering? What are y'all doing? You gotta stay on topic. Al, stay on topic. Stay on topic. Oh, tell Beanie I said hello. Okay. See, I thought you were playing, James. I thought you were playing. Tell Beanie I said hello. Tell her I said hello. I hope she's doing well. Thank you for joining, James. I appreciate that. Tell Beanie I said hello. I love her, and I should be in town maybe either the end of the year or definitely the beginning of the year. So I will contact her. Al, you said sharing love. Listen, you got to realize people have different religious beliefs. Some people don't believe in Jesus. Some people believe in Allah. I don't need you to have to say it with your chest, okay? I don't need you. We talking about a totally different subject. What does the topic that at hand have to do with what you're talking about? I know Muslims believe in Jesus too. And I know that they do believe Jesus existed. I know, I understand. It's just that we're not talking about religion right now. We're not talking. I can see if my video was about it. It's not. This live is not about anything about religion. I respect all beliefs, but please don't get on here with your Bibles, your Bibles, Qurans, whatever, your Torah. There's no need. It's no need. Not unless we're talking about it. It does. My live is Black Ass News. Absolutely, you are right. It does. It does say that. But the topic at hand that we're talking about, though, is racism in other countries and when you're moving abroad. Listen, Al, I'm just let's stay on topic, okay? Let's stay on topic. Either we stay on topic, or I'm gonna hide you or block you from the channel. So stay on topic, please. No, it's not relative to this issue. Listen, I'm gonna have to block you because you got your I'm gonna hide you. Okay, hide you on this channel. Look, I I gave you a warning. Okay, stay on topic. If you had a live, if I came into your live, you're talking about red flowers. I come on your thing and I'm talking about pink flowers. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, okay? This channel is not the place for you to start doing your revival, okay? It's just not. It's just not. I mean, it's not. Okay, is it Girl Dad Cooking Up Deliciousness? Okay, I like that name. All right. Absolutely. You heard Girl Dad Cooking Up Deliciousness? Hit that like button. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hits it. And hello, is it El Jodador? I might have pronounced your name wrong. I'm sorry. But as I was saying, as I was talking to James, my cousin James, yeah, listen, I'm looking because I was trying to look at your profile pic and I can't see it on live and it's little. I was like, who is this? That's why I said, which cousin are you? Which side of the family are you? Because I do have a James cousin on my Mercer side of the family. Oh, okay. Oh, girl. Okay. Hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? Okay. That makes sense now. Because I was like, wait a minute. You can't tell with the usernames. And then the profile picture on my version is so small. I'm like, who is this? Um, I hope y'all are both doing well. The family is doing well. It's so good to hear from you. See, you never know. You never know who might join you on live. You never know. Look, Stinky Bush, what's going on? Y'all I just need to know. Are y'all paid for this? Like, are y'all paid to come on here and troll? Like, how much are y'all getting? Are y'all getting paid every 2 weeks? Is it monthly, weekly, daily? What is the point? What is the point? What is the point, y'all? Like, what do y'all get out of it? Like, I need to know. Because it never quite makes sense to me. I need to know. What is the point? But look, y'all, it's getting late. I need to get ready to get my day started. It's 9 a.m. here. Got a busy day of meetings today, later on this afternoon. I need to get ready for them. I'm going to enjoy my day. I realize it may be early where you all are. Oh, El Jodadori says you take turns. Y'all must do. Like, y'all got put me on, because what y'all doing? That check gotta be good, because y'all, I swear, every time I go on live, I gotta fight for my life, I feel like. Listen, they are. Sometimes I can get on here and they still sleep. But they working hard for their money or whatever it is they're getting. I don't know. I don't, on one level, I do respond because I'm like, no, I'm going to respond. On another level, they actually do help because YouTube says, oh, people are commenting and whatever, so we're going to spread this video out even further, right? They can Listen, the freaks come out at night. The freaks do come out at night. I'm in Paris, Jacote. I'm in Paris. You're in DC. One of my favorite cities. I have a lot of good friends in DC, and they come from DC. DC is definitely a favorite city of mine. I always have a good time there. Always, 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 always. But yeah, yeah. The freaks, the trolls come out. Not the freaks. The trolls come out at night. They be on the job, okay? They are on the job. They definitely do take turns. I don't personally get it, but what they can do is listen. You can troll. Listen, hit that button. It's a button on here. I need to figure out this button myself because it's like I see $0 have been contributed during this live. Send me some money. Send me some shmoney, okay? Send me some of that shmoney that they're getting, right? Jicote, listen, French is a struggle, but I do speak it conversationally. I'm over here struggling, but I speak it conversationally, so I know how to enough stuff to live my daily life, to order in a restaurant, to go on the train, do the things I need to do. But am I fluent? No, I am not fluent. Can I read it and write it? Yeah. Now you start talking to me, it's like, hold on, slow down. Repeat that. It gets so annoying. It gets annoying to me because I'm always having to ask people to repeat it because, of course, they're talking fast. It's their native language. There are a lot of people who can speak English here, so I don't have as difficult time. But yeah, yeah. El Jodo, why pay extra when YouTube pays you? Listen, that's what YouTube pays. Do you know how much they pay for lives? I'm talking about cents, not a lot. Depends on how many people. Depends on your level of engagement. It depends on your category. Throw some money this way, okay? Listen, throw some over here, okay? No, but I'm grateful for people in my community who I do list. Is it Buy Me a Coffee? For those of you like real talk, those of you who do want to contribute, go to the link in my uh, channel description. It's buymeacoffee.com/ my name, Tanisha Mercer. Nick Warren, winter is coming. Listen, winter is coming. It's chilly. It's a little chilly this morning. Winter is coming. You can feel it in the air. You can feel it. You can feel it. I'm gonna be complaining when it's wintertime. I'm gonna try to remember these hot temperatures we had over the summer, but I'm not complaining now that it's cool. I'm not. Um, okay. Good night, Jicote. Good night. Thank you for chatting with us here. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, don't say the W word. Winter. Yeah. Snow. Yeah. We get a little bit of snow here. We had a few days of snow last year. It's, thank you, Jodador. You stay safe too. Stay safe as well. We had a few days of snow. It was really pretty. It's just enough. Like we maybe had about maybe like 2 inches of snow. Not that much. But usually when that's the one thing about Paris. France, it depends on where you are. But in Paris, we do not get a lot of snow. We usually have like a couple days every winter. And then we get it's just a little bit, and it's usually gone by the next day. And then we don't get snow, but we get rain. So that moisture is in the atmosphere, but we get rain. And it's also you can feel that moisture in the air during the wintertime. It gets cold. But it's a different type of cold. It's not a lot of freezing temperatures, but it's a different type of cold. Buzzard beater. Okay, bye, buzzard beater. Bye. It's a different type of cold. I feel like the weather patterns in New York and Paris are very, like New York City and Paris are very similar, but New York City gets more snow. So a lot of times we have like New York City gets more snow and it's sometimes colder. We overall have a very mild winter here. It's not a bad winter at all. Now, don't be no sun and it's very gray, but Yeah, the winters are not bad, but again, it depends on where you are. Because if you are in the mountain areas of France or in some other parts, you definitely get a lot of snow. It depends on where you are. But here in Paris, the winter overall is very mild, but it gets very gray, not a lot of sun. That is what challenges you. That part is a challenging part. It reminds me a little bit of my hometown. It reminds me of Detroit a lot, but in terms of the gray skies, but Detroit obviously gets more colder, freezing temperatures and more snow. So Detroit did prepare me for everything in life. It really did. But I had lived in Atlanta for 15 years, so I kind of got not used to all of that. Um, but I'd like to go somewhere where it's a little warm for the winter time. Like give me some sunshine because I miss the sunshine. That's I think the hardest part about being here. It's just it's very gray. It's it's 5:30 and it's dark outside and it's gray and it's not. It ain't always fun. It's not. So yeah, but we have very mild winters overall. I really cannot complain. It's just this summer I felt like it was trying to take me out. That's all. I felt like it was trying to take me out, but I will be ordering my air conditioner because, yes, you miss the snow, Eleanor. Listen, you know what? Last winter, I know South Georgia had snow, and I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Again, this is why global warming is important because I'm like, what? I'm looking at Facebook. I'm looking at my family, and they're in South Georgia. I'm like, is that snow? That never happens. I think even like parts of Florida got snow. And I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all, like, is the world getting ready to end? What's going on? I'm playing, but snow is cute the first day. After about that second day, you get sick of it. Like this is some bull. I'm done with this. And especially if it's a lot. Especially if it's a lot. It's cute the first day. Then you have to get out there and deal with it. Feet wet. You don't want your feet to get wet. You're messing up your boots, right? You got salt, rock salt on your shoes. You're trying to drive. It's pretty until you have to get out there in it. If you can just stay in the house, you're fine. If you don't gotta go nowhere, and it's so crazy because I the blizzard of I think it was 97, no, 98, 99. I went through all of those blizzards in Detroit, and we had, oh my God, I want to say like 3 years back to back we had blizzards, and it was horrible. It was like, oh, I can't deal with this. It was so much snow. I remember I was pregnant with my daughter, and she's now 27. So I was pregnant with her. It was a mess. We got whopped for in the late 90s for a number of years in Detroit. Major blizzards, power outages. That's the stuff that's not fun. That's the stuff that will have you reevaluating your entire life and where you live. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of reevaluated where I'm living because I'm like, hold on. Listen, if it gets to be 100+ degrees again for an extended amount of time, I'm getting back on. I'm getting on a plane. I'm going to Atlanta because either Atlanta or Detroit, where my families are from. Because the one thing I know, they have AC. Okay, they got some air. They got some air. I'm not gonna have no problem. Y'all just don't understand. Not having AC is a public health issue. Thousands of people died here, mostly elderly. Thousands died. The train station, no air. Okay? No air. Your malls and things do have air. Oh, you live in Canada. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Oh, you get the lake effect snow. Y'all get a lot of snow then. Now, are you in the are you like in the Windsor area? Are you in like Toronto? Where are you at? Cause some parts Toronto, they get a lot of snow. It's cold there. It's cold. Now, Randall, what does Beetlejuice have to do with our conversation? Is anyone talking about Beetlejuice? Did 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 they tell the other trolls to come to the video? Like, what are y'all doing? What does this have to do with what I'm talking about? What does Beetlejuice have to do with what I'm mentioning? Y'all stay on topic. Stay on topic. But anyway, going back to Canada. I don't know. Parts of Canada are very cold. Depends on where you are. No, like Alberta. Oh, they get too much snow. It's so funny because a lot of people go from here, go to a lot of French, uh, a lot of there are a good amounts of Africans in France from various countries in Africa who have come to France, and then they go to Canada to get educated. So they'll go to um, Alberta, Calgary, Alberta, whatever. I may have that backwards, but they'll go to Alberta and they'll go to school there. And some will also go to like Montreal. And it's funny because the French pronunciation of that is I can never say it right. Montreal, or something like that. They don't pronounce the T. So they'll go there to get educated. But the French Canadian is very different than the French, like in terms of the language. So it's a different, like they speak it totally differently apparently, and they don't mess with them people here because they like, no, you're not speaking French the way we speak French. I find it hilarious because I'm like, okay, all right. But yeah, there are a lot of people who go back and forth, or they'll go and get their undergrad and graduate degrees in different Canadian provinces. So yeah, but that lake effect snow is bad. You get a lot of it because yeah, can't even deal with it. That reminds me of like Buffalo, New York, and places like in Western New York. They get so much snow. I can't deal with it. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no sir. Can't deal with it. But y'all, okay, I need to get ready to go, y'all. I've been talking and running my mouth. Um, Stay tuned. I'll join y'all tomorrow. We'll talk about another topic tomorrow. This one, you know, racism when you're moving abroad. Do you have to deal with it? Is it different than the US? We dealt with all of that today. Suggest some topics in the comments. What topics do you want to deal with? I'm trying to. It may not be a whole hour. I only meant to spend 30 minutes talking to y'all, and so it's been an hour. So it's good to kind of kiki and chill with y'all. Um, um, Yes, yes. They a lot of times they're moving there for opportunity. They're moving there to get educated. So yes, yeah, that's definitely what they're doing. But they're moving there for their undergrad and grad school and professional, professional stuff. So, but we'll talk about more stuff tomorrow. I'm trying to go live more. I actually enjoy talking to y'all. Y'all are, school people for the most part, with the exception of the trolls. Okay, the trolls, they can stay away. But we'll deal with another topic tomorrow. Let me know what topic. Thank you, official swagger 4K. Thank you for the compliment on my channel name. Black Ass News is a whole brand, y'all. So we're on Facebook. We are on TikTok, although I'm not on there a whole lot on TikTok. I need to get back on it. And so, yeah, politics, comedy, pop culture. This is more like I deal a little bit more with my life abroad, but I'm going to start doing more politics and stuff. I took a long break from it because it got to be a lot with Trump. It's like every day I'm talking about. I mean, I've built a whole comedy brand. Black Ass News is something that was started almost 10 years ago. So, but yeah, comedy, politics, pop culture, celebrity news, cover it all. And this channel, I talk a little bit more about my life abroad, right? And moving abroad. So make sure you join me. Instagram, Black Ass News Comedy. Facebook, Black Ass News. It's an actual group. TikTok, I think TikTok is it Black Ass News on TikTok as well. And of course, the Black Ass News channel right here on YouTube. So make sure you join me, tell your friends, right? Join me on these other venues. I will be talking more on YouTube because YouTube has changed a lot of things and they're changing things. So I need to do a better job. So I'm going to be doing more lives. It's easier for me to do it in the morning, my time, which I know is really early where most of you all are. If y'all are up rocking with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But it's easier for me to do it in the mornings before my day gets really busy. So I've been talking to y'all for a whole hour now, almost, like, yeah, it'll be 1 hour and 10 seconds. So we've been sitting back, chilling, talking about, just kicking it, talking about stuff. I plan to do more of that at least 4 or 5 days a week, right? As well as do more stuff on my channel. I keep saying I'm rededicating myself to my channel, but I just have to do it and not stop talking about it and just do it, right? Thank you so much, y'all, for joining me at the James Version. Please tell the family I said hello. Eleanor, thank you so much. Have a great day. All of you, thank you for contributing to the video, talking, kicking it, conversation, even the doggone trolls. Okay? Y'all have a good day. And